I wanted to talk a little bit about what you can expect when you use topicals to lighten your skin versus when you're using internal lighteners like glutathione or MSM. I do notice this a lot with people who rely solely on their topicals. It does get a little bit more difficult to lighten up certain areas, like around the eyes. You can get kind of like a raccoon look. The lips. Now, when it comes to glutathione, I get this question all the time with clients on what to do about their lips, nether regions. Let's go ahead and watch this video. They're using a topical to lighten her skin. I also want to mention she's just lightening up to her birth color. So in her baby photos, this is the color that basically is her baseline color from birth. Obviously she hasn't seen it in years. That's why she is going, it obviously if you're getting back to your birth color, if you're not too far off, obviously you can just abstain from the sun, but there are some people who literally have not seen their birth color in decades. So obviously she needed help, and so she went to this clinic, and you see that it takes several sessions, but eventually she does get down back to her birth color. On Patreon, we do talk about that. If you guys are interested, just getting back to your birth color, things like that, the steps you can go through. We just did an entire video on it actually last week. And then also what topicals you need to be careful from, because they will actually darken you while you are using them. So, well, I say darken them if you are caught in the sun. If you're not, then you're gonna have gorgeous skin. But if you do get caught in the sun, it's not very pretty. But let's watch the video. So again, I do want to say that she is not lightening to like the lightest color she's ever been in her life. She's just lightening down to her birth color, which she has not seen in several years. So during this transformation, obviously it takes several sessions. They are using a little bit of red light. I did do some kind of a deep dive into green light for hyperpigmentation. I feel personally that the best course of action is to use red light, but you can't use all red lights. It has to be in between a certain wavelength. As you can see, her skin is getting lighter and lighter, but the area around her eyes remains dark, and the areas around her lips remain dark. So for a lot of people, they want to remedy this. This is where I have seen better results with using glutathione. Obviously, the results that she just got, even using glutathione to get back down to her birth color, that's still going to take over 6 months. That is if she is aggressive and she is consistent on her dosage. This isn't really just taking 2,500, 3,000 milligrams a day. This is at least doubling it, sometimes tripling it, and doing this for several months. With glutathione, I have noticed that while it will lighten those areas like your eyes and your lips, I see more of like a grayscale. So looking at these photos, you can kind of see it does lighten the lips much more than what she has gotten through just doing her topicals, but you can tell where it just turns kind of gray. I had the same thing happen. There are several other topicals that you can use specifically for your lips and other sensitive areas if you would like more of a pinker, rosier color. I had this one cream that I don't think they make anymore, but it worked so well, guys. If you're like an OG, then you know the cream I'm talking about. You can use it basically on your nips, and you can use it on your lips, and it was kind of like a holistic blend of like different just organic nutrients, but damn if it did not work. I really, really, really liked it. It came in this like little teeny tiny jar. I'll try to see if I can like find the name of it, but I'm pretty sure she stopped making it, which really sucks. But you will have to use something else to get it to that pink color. But using glutathione is going to lighten those areas, in my opinion, better than just your regular topicals that you're using like for your skin and your face. The things that you use on your face aren't always safe enough to put around your eyes or on your lips. So you will notice that it's not kind of like a one size fits all thing when it comes to those topicals. We just went into kind of what topicals are best for your face for lightening, which ones for your body, and when sometimes you are able to build up and use them for both. We did an entire video on that. Again, definitely check that out on Patreon. But I do want to say that glutathione does do a better job if you have heavy darkening around your eyes or your lips. I can tell she already had some hyperpigmentation around her eyes. For some people, you can get away with just like a retinoid cream, eye cream. Sadly, the ones that I've used that actually work are like $50 to $60, and we're talking for like a small little tube that's like the size of a Carmex lip gloss type thing. Like, they're tiny, but they work. Now, when it comes to the lips, if you don't just want gray lips, because glutathione will lighten you, but it's just going to give you kind of like a depigmented lip. There are other things you can use, and there's other like stains you can use as well. I did do some research into using beets and actually carried it out on myself. I do like the kind of look of the stain, but I was also using skin lightening ingredients in that, so it was actually lightening my lips but also kind of staining them in a way as well, because obviously if you have a darker lip and you put beets on it, obviously it's just going to still stain it darker. So I was kind of lightening and using the beets. I did have a good outcome using that. I did make a video on YouTube using it. The problem is that you have to redo this, every couple days, because like it does spoil because it is fresh beet juice. So that was the only thing that I did not like, is that I had to remake this mixture every so often. It didn't hold up as well as some of my other DIY projects.